In this video, I'm going to show you how to put a heart in the middle of a granny square. This video is an upgrade to the first video that I put out. It has a better camera view, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Coming up next. Hi, I'm Diette, and welcome to Turtle Creativity, where we make crafting and crocheting easy. I am really excited about this crochet tutorial. This crochet tutorial is a response to a video that I did earlier. In that video, I put out a tutorial teaching everybody how to do a heart in the middle of a granny square. The feedback and comments that I received was that it was a good video, but the camera view was a little off and everybody couldn't see my stitches. So I decided to go back in the craft room and reshoot the video with a better angle, slowing down, and hopefully this video will be a better version of the video that I did before. So with that said, please make sure that you comment, give me feedback if you have questions, or if you even have an idea of a craft project or a crochet project that you would like me to do, let me know in the comments below. Give me 24 to 48 hours and I will respond. And if I see that your feedback is something that I definitely need to improve on, I will refilm the video and put it out there for you. Thank you for everybody's feedback and comments. Your comments and feedback help me improve and give you exactly what you need to make crafting and crocheting easy. Now, enough talk for me. Let me tell you what you need for this project. So, you will need yarn. Of course, it's a crochet project. So, I'm using Red Heart Super Saver. I'm using two different colors, pink and blue. You'll also need a crochet hook. I'm using the size letter I. You'll also need some scissors. I'm rolling up my sleeves just a tad, and I'm ready to get crocheting now. Okay, so when we're starting this pattern, it starts off just like a traditional granny square. So I'm going to start off with a magic circle. Okay. I'm going to close up my circle just a tad. And I'm going to chain up 3. So this loop counts as 1, so 2, 3. There are my 3 chains onto my hook. Now I'm going to put 2 double crochets inside of my circle. One, 2. Now what I'm going to do is chain 2. Now I'm going to put 3 double crochets inside of my circle. Now I'm going to chain 2. And I'm going to actually kind of close up my ring just a bit. Now I'm going to repeat this cluster and put 3 double crochets inside my circle. Okay. Now I'm going to chain 2 again. closing up my ring just a little bit. Now I'm going to add 3 more double crochets inside of the ring. Chain 2. Now what I'm going to do is slip stitch to my initial 3 chains at the top. And I'm going to go ahead and close my circle tight. And round 1 is now complete. Now what I'm going to do is move on to round 2. So this is the second round into our heart in the middle of our granny square pattern. So for round 2, we're going to go ahead and chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 3 chains will be the last double crochet when we come around, and that 4th chain that we did is acting as our chain 1. So now we're going to move over and we're going to work in this corner space right here. And in this corner space, we're going to put in 3 double crochets, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to put 3 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 1. Let's go ahead and do that cluster now. 3 double crochets, two chains, 3 double crochets, chain 1. And we just created our corner. Okay? We're going to move on to our next corner. So in this next corner, we're going to repeat the exact same thing. 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 1. Let's go ahead and do that for this corner, and we're going to begin now. There's our 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and now we're going to chain 1. Okay, there's our second corner complete. Let's move over to our next corner. 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 1. All right, there's our 3 double crochets. Let's chain 2. 3 more double crochets in this same corner space. Chain 1. Okay, I'm just going to pull out some more yarn. Now for our last corner space, we're going to put 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and then we're going to put 2 double crochets, and we're going to slip stitch to the top of this initial chain. So let's go ahead and begin. Okay, there's our 3 double crochets, chain 2, and now for 2 double crochets. And now we're going to slip stitch to the top of our 3rd chain in the initial chain that we started this round with. Round 2 is now complete. Now for round 3. Round 3 is where we begin to shape our heart. This is a tricky round, but I'm going to do my best to explain every step, every stitch. If you have questions, concerns, or any type of feedback, please leave it in the comments below, and I will respond back within 24 to 48 hours. Your comments, suggestions, and feedback help me improve as well as help you to be able to crochet. Let's get started with round 3. So with round 3, we're going to slip stitch in the beginning of this chain space. So I'm going to take my hook, I'm going to insert my hook in the middle. So you see you have your corners here. Here's your middle stitch, your middle chain space right here. You're going to insert your hook into this space, pull up on your yarn, and slip stitch right there. Okay? Now we're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now we're going to put 2 double crochets into this space here. There's our first double crochet. And there's our second double crochet. In the middle of the double crochet that we just did, I'm going to insert my hook into the center of that double crochet, and I'm going to do a slip stitch. I yarn over, and I'm going to pull through the center of that double crochet stitch, and I've created a slip stitch. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch all the way till we get to this space here. And that should be a total of 7 slip stitches in order to get us here. So let's go ahead and do that. So slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into this space, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 slip stitches around has now brought us to this space right here. Okay, so in this space right here, we're going to put a chain 3, 2 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 1. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. 3 chains is into this space. Now we're going to put 2 double crochets. One, two, chain one. Okay, so now we're in the corner. In this corner space, we're going to put 3 double crochets. We're going to chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that now. There's our 3 double crochets. We're going to chain 2, 3 more double crochets we're going to put in this space here. Okay, chain 1. Now, this last double crochet, we're going to insert our hook and we're going to put a slip stitch in the middle. So take our hook, put it in the middle of our double crochet, pull through and pull through. There is our slip stitch. Now, we're going to continue with slip stitches around until we get to the corner. Okay, so it will be a total of 7 stitches that will get us to this corner. So slip stitch down into these spaces, and I'm going to count it with you and we're going to do it together. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin and do our slip stitches. Insert your hook, pull your yarn through. That's 1. Insert your hook, pull your yarn through. 2. Insert your hook, pull your yarn through. 3. Insert your hook, pull your yarn through. 4. Insert your hook, pull it through. 5. Insert your hook, pull it through. 6. Insert your hook, pull it through. 7. So now that we're at the corner, we're going to repeat what we did in this corner space. So we need to chain up 3. We're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 1. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that now. Chain up 3, 1, 2, 3. 2 double crochets. Okay, 2 chains, 3 double crochets, okay. Now we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to work into our next chain space right here. And in this chain space, we're going to put a cluster of 3 double crochets. And when we're finished our 3 double crochets, we're going to change our color. Okay? So let's go ahead and put our 3 double crochets in this space. Okay, so we've done 2 double crochets, and before I finish off my 3rd double crochet, I am going to grab my new color, the blue, and I'm going to pull through my new color. Chain 1. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut my pink off. And continuing with round 3 with my new color. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and chain 1. In this corner space right here, I'm going to do 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets, and then I'm going to chain 1. All of that is going to go into this corner space. Let's do that now. There is my 3 double crochets, chain 2. Now for 3 more double crochets. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to chain 1. All right. Now in the top of this cluster, I'm going to put 3 slip stitches in each of these chain spaces. So let's go ahead and do that now. So that's my first slip stitch. I'm going to pull out some more yarn. My second slip stitch. And now my last slip stitch. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and chain 1. So now working in this corner, we're going to repeat what we did on this side. So we're going to put in 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 1. So let's go ahead and do that now. There's our 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 1. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put a slip stitch in each one of these stitches all the way around. We're going to work slip stitches all the way around until we get to this chain space right here. Okay, so we're going to do it together, but on top of all of these stitches will be a slip stitch until we get here. When we get here, we're going to put 3 double crochets. Okay, so let's go ahead and work slip stitches all the way around until we get here. Slip stitch here. Continue on, slip stitches. Slip stitch right here. Continue on, slip stitches at the top. All right, and we're going to chain 1. Okay, in this space right here, we're going to put 3 double crochets. Let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, chain 1. Now we're going to continue on slip stitching in each one of these spaces until we get here. That will complete round 3. So let's go ahead and slip stitch all the way around. Slip stitch there. Slip stitch here. Okay. And we're actually now going to put a slip stitch in this space, and now we have completed round 3. Moving on to round 4. The hard part is over. So round 4 we're going to begin, but what I want you to see is that you can now see the heart has already formed. So now the rest of it for round 4 is just adding that color that will really define our heart, okay? And round 4 is worked just like a typical classic granny square. Okay, so let's chain up 3. Okay, and in this corner space, we're going to work 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 1. Let's go ahead and do that now. Here's our 3 double crochets. Now let's do 2 chains. 3 double crochets. And now we're going to chain 1. Okay? In this space, we're going to put 3 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 1. Chain 1, 3 double crochets in this space, chain 1. Okay, we've now reached our corner. We're going to put 3 double crochets, we're going to chain 2, 3 double crochets, and chain 1. Let's go ahead and work in our corner now. Two chains, 3 double crochets. Okay, chain 1, 3 double crochets in this space. Chain 1, 3 double crochets in this space. chain 1. So we're working into our next corner. 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets, 1 chain. Let's begin. Three double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 1. Okay. 3 double crochets in our next chain space. Chain 1. 3 double crochets in our next chain space. Chain 1. I'm going to pull out some more yarn. Okay. In this corner, we're going to do 3 double crochets, 2 chains, 3 double crochets, and then we're going to chain 1. Let's go. Three double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 1. Okay. 3 double crochets in this chain space. Chain 1. And in our last chain space, we're going to put 2 double crochets in this space, and we're going to slip stitch to the top of this chain. Two double crochets and slip stitch to the top. Round 4 is now complete. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and cut off my blue, and you can now sew in your tails. Here is our complete granny heart square. I'll see you in the next one, and subscribe for more.